Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and an intriguing puzzle from Sahil, who says in an email that they've created a new line, a new rule for Sudoku. Well, I'm afraid I've got news, Sahil. Fistamafel used it about 6 months ago. So the rule is, by the way, that every 3 cells, for any set of 3 cells along a line, 2 of them must add up to the third. It's a very simple, lovely rule, and indeed, Fistamafel implemented it brilliantly, from what I remember, in a puzzle Simon did. Was that a 6x6 though, or was it a 9x9? I don't remember that. That's weird. I don't remember that, but I do remember that it had this sort of shape in this trapezium shape. So that might give me a leg up on this one. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to having a go at this. Anyway, do jump to it if you want to, but I'll go through the rules properly in a moment. I have to mention that on Patreon in a couple of days, we're quite excited to be bringing you our Planets Suite, a series of puzzles based on some of the planets in the solar system, building up to you discovering the great red spot on Jupiter. And I think regular followers of the channel who have experienced some of our rule sets, or indeed those who haven't, will enjoy it a lot. I think it's going to be really entertaining, and well, we look forward to the reaction. That will be coming up on the 1st, which is in 2 days' time. So we'll be releasing it at 4 p.m. our time. You'll have 20 days until 4 p.m. our time on the 20th to send in the contents of the final, the middle box of the final puzzle, which will prove that you've done all 6, frankly, and we invite you. Well, you'll see what we invite you to do. Not everybody will get their name read out. I think we'll prepare a roll of honour for those who get through the month's puzzles, but we think they're easy enough that there will be hundreds of people who do them. So we invite you to have a go at that. There will be a prize for one name drawn out of the hat. We will present that roll of honour, and we may read some out depending on information they send us. I shall say no more for now. But we're looking forward to presenting that in a couple of days. There's also, of course, other content on Patreon all the time. Do join us there. For $2 or $3 a month, it is very, very good value indeed, as are our apps, which are available on the link under the video. They are no more than, I think it's normally $5 or $6, depending what territory you're in, or the equivalent, for either 60 on gas or 100 puzzles on all of the other apps, all handcrafted. The gas puzzles, the gas apps are a bit cheaper, by the way. All handcrafted, all brilliant puzzles with hints prepared by us. We honestly think that they are fantastic value, and everybody who has ever written to us about them agrees. So it really is highly recommended. And they help pass the time when you're sitting in lounges or chairs, or indeed when you're actually traveling across countries, as I was doing in the last couple of days. But highly recommended. There's also our merchandise you could get, and there's Sven's Sudoku Pad. Check out the links under the video, where you can also find our catalogue and see what Fistamafel's puzzle on this rule set was called, which I don't remember. And I reckon Simon did it in, I don't know, September, October, I don't know. Anyway, the rules are these. The rules are, well, this is a 6x6 Sudoku, so the rules have changed a bit. We're putting 1 to 6 in every row, every column, and every 3x2 box. A clue outside the grid, there is only one of these, indicates the sum of the indicated diagonal. So those 5 cells will add up to 17. And here it is. For all stretches of 3 cells along a line, the 2 lowest digits in that stretch must sum to the 3rd remaining digit in any order. Digits on the lines can repeat. And that's it. That's all we get. Just a 6x6 grid. You would think it would be done in a flash. I suspect it won't. We shall see. We shall see, but do give it a try on the link under the video. I am going to restart my clock and let's get cracking. Yeah, and the thing I remember, I tell you what I don't remember is that this isn't a trapezium, is it? It's a parallelogram. I think one side would have to be longer than the other for it to be a trapezium. I think this is a parallelogram. And the thing I do remember about this from a Sudoku point of view is that in the puzzle Simon did, I think 2 of these digits had to be the same as 2 of these digits. There had to be 2 repeat digits on it. And I think maybe even 3. Although that's interesting because that won't work in this puzzle. Okay, that's why I now think Simon was doing a 9 by 9. Because I think in his puzzle it was possible. I don't know if it did happen, but it was possible for there to be 3 repeat digits. Now, I'm going to try and remember the reason why there have to be 2 repeat digits on this. Because there is a run of digits. I mean, there are probably more than one run of digits which don't need repeat digits on a line like this. I mean, there's the Fibonacci sequence. You could go 1, 2, 3, 5, and you've got 1 and 2 add to 3, 2 and 3 add to 5. And you could reverse it, so it could be 2, 1, oh gosh, you could even have 3, 1, 4, 5. Oh, sorry, 3 in a corner. I'm just aide-memoiring at the moment. That doesn't count as a 3 in the corner. Oh, there's a lot of ways that this line... You see, I thought it was likely that this line is going to have repeat digits there and there. If those two have the same sum or difference there as there, they will be repeats. But actually, there's a lot of possible... I mean, it could go 4, 1, 5, 6. Ah, wow. Okay, this is more troublesome than I'd realised. Now, let's think about this line, because what is the reason? I'm just going to start by using some letters. Oh, hang on, have I just turned off the letter tool? Let's turn it on again. Right, if this was A and that was B and that was C. Let's say C is the largest of A, B, C. Yes, then this sequence, C is bigger than B. Oh, I don't know. I was going to say it's therefore this is A again, but that doesn't have to be true. I mean, again, if this went 1, 2, 3, that could be a 5. Oh, now I'm getting shaken. What is it that I did remember? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. 1 or 2 of the digits on this whole parallelogram is or are the largest digit on the shape. So let's imagine that there is a 6 on this shape somewhere. Let's just randomly put it here. Now that must be added up to by those 2 digits, because these 3 have this relationship and 6 is the biggest possible digits. So those A and B add up to 6. Now if you look at that group, the way the relationship will be maintained there is only done by repeating A. Remember, 6 doesn't have to be the biggest, in fact let's make it 5. Doesn't have to be the biggest digit in the puzzle, it just has to be the biggest digit on the parallelogram. If that's a 5, then this cell has to be a repeat A as well, because this is the biggest digit on the parallelogram. It must be the sum of those 2, it can't be their difference. And it's, again, look at that set, it's still the biggest digit on the parallelogram, so that is now having to be B. It's got to be the sum of those 2. Now, this one, this could be another 5 in this situation, but it doesn't have to be, because it could be the difference between A and B, and that will work for that group of 3 cells, for that group of 3 cells, and for that group of 3 cells. So every 3 cells around, You either get a repeat digit. I'm just going to check that that would work if that biggest digit on the parallelogram was somewhere else. So I'm going to put it here and say it was a 5. I'm pretty sure this does work. And then if that's A and that's B, yeah, this is the biggest digit on the parallelogram. So for that shape, this is a B. And again, for that line segment, that's an A. And then this is the one that doesn't have to be 5, but it could be 5. Right, it could be the difference. So that is what is going on this. That is why there are 2 repeats, because somewhere on this line there is its biggest digit. And the 2 either side of that have to be the same both sides to maintain not only their 3-cell separate bits, but the one that bridges between them. Right. That is why there are definitely 2 repeat digits on this. Now, I'm finally, unless I said this already, I'm now going to reveal why there can't be a 3rd repeat digit in this 6x6 puzzle. And that is because if there are 2 digits that appear in that column and also appear in this column, in those cells, then in column 3, they must be down here, because those digits have to go in this box 5. So those 2 repeats and those 2 repeats must be here. If there was a 3rd repeat, where can that possibly go in column 3? And the answer is nowhere. So there isn't a 3rd repeat. So on this parallelogram, the highest digit does not repeat. The other digit, apart from the highest digit, the 2 that sum to it, that get repeated, the other digit is the difference between the 2 summing digits. I hope that makes sense. I mean, my brain has got it, and that suggests it's relatively simply understandable, but it is quite a complex idea. Oh no! I've just realised there may be a much easier break into this puzzle completely. It's this line. Because look, if on this one, I could understand that digits separated by 3 cells on the, like that are 3 apart on the line, can easily be a repeat. On this line, they can't be a repeat. So that must mean that this pair of cells that I've got highlighted, the yellow cells, one is the sum of those 2 and the other is the difference between them. It must be. That must be how this works. Right. Now, what is that telling us? What is that telling us? We've got 2 repeat digits on here and a highest digit and another digit. The repeat digits are going in these cells. Right, the repeat digits are not the highest digit in the puzzle or on the parallelogram, so they're certainly not the highest digit in the puzzle. So the highest digit on the parallelogram is obviously a possible 6. These must be from 1 to 5. Now, I mean, this is, Simon will be chortling at me pencil marking all but one of the possible digits in these cells. Maybe it's a little more forgivable in the 6x6. But it's quite interesting because these 2 numbers represent, as I said, the sum in one case of those 2 digits and the difference between them in the other. So if this was a 1 and a 4, these would be a 3 and a 5. If this was a 1 and a 2. Oh, hang on, this can't be a 1-2 pair. That's quite interesting. That's clearly... Yeah, okay. First of all, I'm just having to get out of my mind that this is some sort of Fibonacci-like sequence. It doesn't have to be. There can be obviously a repeat digit on this line. In fact, That could be a repeat digit, that could be a repeat digit, and that could be a repeat digit. So there's lots of possibilities. But I was about to say that this can't be a 1-2 pair. That's still true. This can't be a 1-2 pair, because how would you make up this set of digits, which has to obey the rule? And you've only got 3, 4, 5, and 6, so the minimum 2 of those add up to more than the maximum. So that can't be a 1-2 pair. It can't have a 5 on it either, this pair, because one of these is the sum of these two. So they have to both be lower than the higher of these digits. So this pair can't be 1-2. It could be 1-3. And these would be a 4 and a 2, the sum and the difference between those. And this would be a 2-4-5 set. No, sorry, 2-4-6 set. If that was 1-3, this would be 2-4-6. If that was 1-4, you could have 2-3-5 here. And these would be 3 and 5. Oh, that works. Now, can this be 2-3? Can these have a difference of 1? Yes, that can be 1-4-5. Could even be 1-5-6. Oh, bother. I'm stuck. These would be 1 and 5 if that was 2-3. Oh, it can't be higher than 2-3 because they'd add up to more than the max here. So this is either 1-3, 1-4, or 2-3, this pair. Now, what about the 17 sum? These two are 3 apart. So they're either a repeat digit or the highest digit on the parallelogram and the difference between the two that sum it. I don't know, 17's a horrible total. In a normal Sudoku with a killer Sudoku clue, you can kind of look at dividing by 5 the average normal Sudoku digit to see how far away you are from just a boring average that has many, many possibilities. In this sort of Sudoku, I suppose the average digit's 3.5, and the average sum of 5 digits would be 17.5, and this is actually 17. That's not helpful. Bother. Okay, so what are these possible pairs? Given that this can be 1-3, they would be 2-4. If it's 1-4, 3-5. If it's 2-3, these are 1-5. Oh, what? They're... Oh, of course, they're always the same parity as each other. That, okay. That has taken me forever to sink in. I think this matters a lot. Every third cell on these lines, even though they don't have to be the same digit 3 cells apart, there or there, there and there, they have to be the same parity. This is a parity puzzle. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Right, why am I saying that? Because every 3 cells apart, the relation we've established is that you either have the same cell, because it's the same sum or difference of the 2 digits intervening, or one of them is the sum of those 2 digits and the other is the difference. And it turns out, probably obviously to a mathematical mind, but eventually to mine, that the sum and the difference of 2 digits always have the same parity as each other. It is, I think, logical in a way, because odd plus odd equals even, odd minus odd also equals even plus odd equals odd, even minus odd also equals odd, etc. I think that must be right. So these two are the same parity. Right. Now, can they be 2, 4? I know that was one of the possibilities. I said based on these being, what, 1, 3. But I think 2, 4 has a problem here, because that makes all of the digits even on this parallelogram. And that means there's only 3 possible digits and you'd have 3 repeats. Yeah, it does. That is not possible. I suppose the other way of looking at it is, in one case you'd have 2 plus 4 equals 6. But in the other case you'd have 4 minus 2 equals 2, and that would be a third 2 in 2 columns. Right, so that is not 2, 4. These are odd. What does that do to these? It makes them not a 1, 3 pair. Oh, it doesn't let me take any of those digits out. Right, but let's think it through a bit further. This can't be a 3, 5 pair, because 3, 5 would be the repeating pair here, and we're meant to add them in one case. And you can't have an 8 in a 6 by 6 Sudoku, so there is a 1 there. Now, is it 1, 3? In that case, on this parallelogram, the highest digit would be a 4, and the other single occurrence would be a 2. Or is it 1, 5? In that case, the highest digit here would be a 6, and the other single occurrence would be a 4. What would that do here? 1, 3 would make this a 2, 4 pair. This would be 1, 5, 6, I think. 1, 3 would make this a 2, 4 pair. I think that's right. That feels right. No. No, it's not right. No, it's not right. 1, 3 would be the sum and the difference of these two. That's what it would be. So these would be a 2, 1 pair if this was 1, 3. Hang on, maybe my conclusion that there was a 1 here was wrong, because I think I may have based that on the same ridiculous assessment of these. I think I was okay before. If this is a 1, now actually, I'm just going to check. If this was a 2, I'm sorry, my brain is not functioning brilliantly. If this was a 2, 4 pair, I was saying that 2 and 4 would be the sum of those and the difference. So there'd be a 1, 3 pair. And that doesn't work. Oh, that didn't work because of the number of even digits we'd put on here. That's why. Oh, that's why I took those out. That was fine. Right, now, if this was a 1, 3 pair, this would be 2 and 4, the difference and the sum. No, it wouldn't. It would be 1, 2. That's not possible. Yeah, that's right. Okay, if this was a 1, 3 pair, this would be 1, 2, so that the sum of those two digits, 1 and 2, would give 3 in one case, the difference would give a 1. And we've worked out 1, 2 is not possible because you can't fill these. So this is not a 1, 3 pair. There is a 5. 5 is one of the repeat digits here, and it's not the highest digit on this thing, on this parallelogram. So 6 is the highest digit. 5 appears twice on it, and therefore 6 is summing 5 and 1, and the difference between 5 and 1 is a 4. So all the numbers on this are 1, 4, 5 and 6, including 1 and 5 twice. And the 1 and 5 twice get replicated down here. This is a 1, 5 pair, and these now are a 2, 3 pair. Either 2, 3 or 1, 4 would add up to 5, but only one of them has a difference of 1. That's it. That's it, we're away. Okay, it's taken ages and ages, but we're away. Now, there is a 1 on this set. And there is a 5, I suppose, on that set, because it's either 1 plus 4 equals 5 or 1 plus 5 equals 6 in that group. So this is 4 or 6. Now, let's just highlight the diagonal. Right, these two digits are either a repeated 1, a repeated 5, or a 6-4 pair. Because these are the digits with the relationship of every 3 cells. So if it's a 6-4 pair, that's 10. These would have to add up to 7. They can do that. The same, I suppose 5-5 is the same. These still add up to 7. And 1-1, that might be ruled out. 1 and 1 is 2. We've got another 15. Well, the absolute max you could put in these cells is 6-3-6 then. Oh, but that might work. Oh, how has this not given me anything? I feel like I've conquered Everest. And now I see another peak further ahead. That didn't tell me at all what this pair was. I'm going to get rid of the yellow. I need to think of something new, which is irritating. This one just doesn't look helpful. Those two are quite possibly repeats of each other, but this could easily go 1, 2, 3, 5, or any of those Fibonacci-like combinations that I thought of before. Oh. Ah, okay. What are these cells? They're not 1 or 5. But I don't think it's right to just write in 2, 3, 4, 6. I have been looking at this line occasionally. I don't think it's any help, because all we know is that there's one summing relationship on it. And those two could even be the same digit. So, not really that interested in the line yet. But I think this is a 2-3 pair. Yes, it's obvious. The way to look at that is that in these two columns there must be 2 2s and 2 3s. Only one each of those can go in this area because it's a single box. You can have 1 2 in it and 1 3. But the other 2 and 3 in this first couple of columns must be in these cells. They are a 2-3 pair. Now, does that mean anything at all? They don't even both see this cell because they could be the same. Oh, it's a 2-3 pair in row 4. Ah, so that's 1, 4, 5, 6 as well. In fact, these two are too. And that is 2 or 3. It's getting interesting. There's a 1-5 pair, so that is actually only 4 or 6. Now, how could this be a double 1 combination? These would have to add up to only 7. No, sorry, how could these add up to 10? It's the other way round. If those added up to 10, if they were either 5-5 or 4-6, these would have to add up. Oh, they can be 4-2-1. There is a Okay, that's really weird though, because this pair either adds up to 2 or to 10. It's either a pair of repeated 1s, a pair of repeated 5s, or a 4 and a 6. So they either add up to 1 to 2, in which case it goes 6-3-6, and that's a 6. Or they add up to 10, and this must go 4-2-1 to add up to 7. So we get a 1 or a 6 in this weird cell. Oh, silly puzzle. Oh, bother. Right. I'd forgotten to these 2s and 3s, they might be a bit more interesting than I thought. I've taken out that colouring. Yeah, well, we'll have a look at that in a moment. I'm going to colour the 2s and 3s instead. So let's go purple and green. Now that is a pair because there's a green down here somewhere and there's a purple that can't be in those cells that's in one of these, and that is green. But this purple is in row 4, so that's green, that's purple, and now we know this isn't purple. So purple is down here. This is a 2 or a 3. So we don't have a repeat digit. In fact, this digit sees, well, it now sees purple and green. It sees both 2 and 3. It also sees a 1-5 pair. That is 4 or 6. Can we keep going with the colouring? There's a green in one of those 2 cells. There's a purple in one of those 2. That doesn't mean 2 and 3 have to be linked on a line. Come on. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is another parity thing. It's not a parity puzzle, but there are some really interesting parity consequences going on. It's absolutely mind-blowing, this. This one can't be green because those would both be 2 and 3. They're not allowed to be the same digit, so they have to be one of each, thus being different parity, and that can't be even. There's no way you can get, well, it just won't work. Let's put it that way. I've run out of any articulatory skills at all. So this becomes 2 or 3. This is the green 2 or 3 in box 6. This one is 4 or 6. These 2 are both even. That has to be even, and we've decoded our colours. We've got our first digit in the grid after 27 minutes on a 6x6 puzzle. That is pretty good going, Sahil. I mean, maybe it's bad going by me, I don't know, but I've enjoyed this journey. And I think, you know, oh, 3 in the corner there, losing its religion. Now, we've got a 4-6 pair in the bottom row. So I was about to say, I think this puzzle might be about to let me finish it. Because it's only 6x6 and I've now got some digits. So check these lines. 1, 3, 2, that's fine. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 5, 2, 3, that's fine. 2 plus 3 equals 5. This is a 2, 4, 6 line. That must be fine. Right, let's just try and keep going. 3 there now does connect to a 2 in one of these cells. So the other of these cells is 1 or 5, either the difference or the sum. Those 2 can't be a 1 because of this. We've got 4, 5 and 6 as candidates there. These are from 2, 4 and 6. Now, since that became a 1, this is not 6, 3, 6. In fact, since that became a 2, this was 1, 2, 4, and these 2 add up to 10, so they're not the 1s. There's also, 4 is no longer available in this box, so 6, there can only be 1 6 on this parallelogram, so that's a 2, 6 pair. So the 4, I still don't know whether that's a 5, 5 or a 4, 6 pair. Actually, I don't know where the 1s go either. That's a bit surprising. Oh, now this. Still don't know whether that's 1. Maybe we do. Hang on. This is now 5 or 6 by Sudoku. So the 1 is in one of these cells so that this threesome works. That's not a 1. I don't know. I still don't know quite how they break down. Now, these must be different parity from each other because that's odd. So one of them is definitely a 2. I could have known that from the row. That's not interesting. Can I rule that out from being a 2? No, definitely can't. In fact, no, I don't know. Did this 4 do more than I realised? This is 2, 4, 5 or 6 by Sudoku. How am I not finished now? I thought this was all going to make itself known. Do I really know where the 6 goes? I don't think I do. Right, I'm going to have to look at this N line. This can't be a 6. It's obviously not a 3. It can't be a 6 because that's not able to be a 3 anymore. So it could be a 5. It could be a 4. It could be a 2 in 2 ways. And it could be a 1 if that was a 2. That didn't really help, did it? It's probably absolutely straightforward from here and I just can't see it. 5 or 6 there. Oh, hang on. There's a 1 in one of those 2 cells, is there? No, not necessarily. They're the same as each other. Ah, so there isn't a 1 in one of those 2 cells. If they were both 1s, you couldn't put the necessary 1 on this line. That's lovely. What a lovely move at this stage. So they're not 1s. The 1s on the parallelogram are at the tips. But I still don't know whether that's 4, 6 or 5, 5. But what else have I got? I've got a 5, 6 pair here now. So that's not 5 or 6. I've got a 4, 5 pair in this row now. Right, 3 and a 1 or a 2 there. Doesn't resolve what that is. But I've got a 5, 6 pair, of course. So just by Sudoku, 2, 1, 4. This has become a 2, and I didn't actually need the last bit of that line, but it's right. This is a 4. This is where the 1 goes on the line. That's a 5. This is a 5 as well. That's a 6. I can do 6, 4 up there. 5, 4, 6 to finish off down here. 4, 6. And hopefully this makes sense of the parallelogram. And in fact, hopefully this completes the puzzle. So the parallelogram the little killer clue now is 17. That's right. 1, 5, 6, 5, 6, 1, 6, 1, 5, 1, 5, 4, 5, 4, 1, 2, 6, 4, 1, 3, 2, 5, 2, 3, 5, 1, 4, 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1. Done. Yes. Okay, there we go. Maybe I will I'll input the solution so that when you solve it later, you will get the right answer and it will tell you so. That is a fantastic puzzle, Sahil. I don't know how similar it ended up being to Fistum of Fells because I don't really remember how that completed, but I do remember that parallelogram shape. Brilliant stuff. Anyway, really enjoyable. Classic things that we get sent. Just absolute fascination from the word go. And a real pleasure to be able to bring them to you as always. Thanks to Sahil. Thanks to you for watching. I hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.